It's Dirty Story Night once again. This time Jerome is going to go down on Ghost Rider. Okay. Anyway, before that begins, please check out our parent website, IABDpresents.com. Jerome has written lots of stuff. Whether you like this dirty story or not, you can check out his novel, Love's Lust Lost, which is a universe journey story. So it's kind of a sci-fi comedy adventure type thing. He's also got some TV reviews and some short story stuff. So check that out on IABDpresents.com. Also follow us on social media at IABD Presents and rate and review us on iTunes. Now here we go with Jerome Goes Down on Ghost Rider.
Hello, Buffy Summers called into the dark crypt, keeping the nerves out of her voice. She'd been spending enough time in places like this lately, to the point where she barely even felt scared anymore. A noise in the shadows startled her, and she gripped Mr. Pointy more tightly, taking comfort in the feel of the hard wooden metaphorical phallus in her hand. As soon as she glimpsed the source of the noise, though, she dropped the stake to her side. Behind the sarcophagus, two figures in torn clothing, scratches leaking small amounts of blood, tussled in one another's arms in a violent sexual wrestling match. Buffy wasn't surprised to learn that Angel and Spike were gay, or at least bisexual, but she'd never seen any proof of them getting it on before. Not like this. This was hot. Spike's vampire face scrunched up and locked in passion with Angel's. Hard to tell where one pale body ended and the other began. Buffy repositioned the wooden weapon for another purpose. Sliding down her jeans, she slid the blunt end into her sopping Scooby snatch. And, no, too redundant. The writer had seen this sort of fan fiction online before. The writer could do better. "Kaylee!" hollered Mal, swinging into the bows of the good ship Serenity. Where in the verse had that doggone engineer gotten off to? "Go to Salde!" They needed to get out of Dodge before the Reavers showed up. Mal heard a steady, rhythmic banging and strode quickly around the corner. Kaylee was leaning against the hull, thrusting her nether regions into Inara. The strap-on glistened with motor oil as it pistoned in and out. Mal had to admit, this wasn't the worst thing he'd ever walked in on. He momentarily forgot about the Reavers as he watched the sapphic bliss before him. Inara threw up her head in pleasure. "Shunsheng du Gaiwan!" yelled Mal audibly. I don't know these Chinese curses, whatever. Startling both participants. That wasn't Inara. Why in the hell was Simon wearing the prostitute's clothes and a wig? The writer stopped again. Nah, that wasn't anything no one else had thought of either. Maybe one more try. Buzz Lightyear thrust his plastic penis into the coal mine of Woody's butt. "To infinity and beyond," he declared, while in Woody's head, the song "You've Got a Friend in Me" played in loop, taking on a whole new meaning. The writer tossed her pencil aside in frustration. It was no use. These just weren't some toys in a dollhouse. She couldn't just sit in this cabin in the woods and write a sing-along blog about avenging Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or anything. It was all much ado about nothing. Alien resurrection. Shit! The feeling between her thighs brought her back to the present. Maybe she was out of ideas for these characters, but she didn't need to tell Joss that. Not until he finished licking her pussy to orgasm anyway. Let him come up with his own stories for once. She shoved his face deeper in her crotch and sang the Star Spangled Banner as Roseanne Barr came.